Hello everyone, we are back with another tier list. Please like and subscribe and check out, I already let out another video this day about dance moms. If you want to check that out, please do. And I will go ahead and get started. So this one is about Pixelberry's Choices Stories You Play. This is a fun little choose your own path app. And they have several different genres and I've been playing it for a while now. So I'm just gonna give y'all a ranking of my books, of these books, and the first, I'll explain the tiers. So at the top, I'm gonna put my very favorite books, and then there'll be ones that maybe aren't my very favorite, but still really iconic and fun, and then we kind of just go down from there. Not my cup of tea are books that I maybe didn't particularly enjoy, but that other people have, and I don't want to offend anyone because there might be a book that I don't really like, but that is actually good and that other people really enjoyed. So that's what this is. And no thank you is just this isn't really for anyone. And then there are a couple I probably haven't played. So without further ado, I will get into this. Okay. Courtesan of Rome. This goes to the top. It honestly, I love the music, I love the aesthetic, I love the storyline, and I love the main character. This is a story that is fascinating, and it's kind of, I know it's not super accurate, but based off of Roman history and Julius Caesar. So, and your character is against Caesar because he took over her home and everything. A very strong and powerful female character without it being ridiculous. So I love this book so much. All of the love interests are good. The scenes are good. And you can play through it without any diamonds probably and still enjoy it. Although I couldn't resist and bought some of the outfits. But you don't have to do that, I don't think. I think you can still get through this without diamonds, which is why it's a really good book. For those of you who don't know, there are in-game purchases that you can make to make the stories better and stuff. And while this one has some good scenes, you don't have to spend a bunch of them to make it good. Ooh, Across the Void. Okay. I'm gonna put it in okay. Because it wasn't, I guess story-wise, it wasn't that good. But I did enjoy the characters. I enjoy the art. And I enjoy the music. It was pretty good for the first, I don't remember if it was the first few chapters. And then it just kind of went downhill. Really, really fast. And that knocks it down for me. But I guess it was good, I guess. I feel like it could have shifted between the three main characters a little bit better because you get to play as the main character and then his or her two siblings. That is one good thing about this book. I think you can play as either a girl or a guy, which I appreciate, but not my favorite. Far from it. Okay, this was a guilty pleasure of mine. This series, there are 3 books in the series. I really like the first one, although I don't like the ending. I'll explain why. The second one was really good for the first half, and then it just went really downhill. And then the third one was just kind of there. Yeah. So this one I'm gonna put in an icon, just because it was really iconic when it came out, and I really loved playing through it. It was fun. It was flirty, and but however, this is one where you do have to spend diamonds to make it fun, which I don't really appreciate. And it's an expensive book, I would say. Very, very expensive. If you don't want to spend diamonds, period, probably shouldn't play this unless you want to call what's called diamond mining and just tap through a story. But I don't think that you want to do that. So, but I thoroughly enjoyed this book. This one is gonna go in okay. It went downhill fast, really fast. And it was just like, ugh. I remember like being so excited about it for the first couple weeks and then just being like, yeah, nah, no. And also the love interests become like so much less interesting after this. And the same can be said for this. It's playable. I'll play through it. I've played through it a couple of times actually, because it is kind of fun interacting with all of those different characters and meeting new contestants and everything like that. But yeah, definitely the first one was better, and then in season 2 it was good, and then it just dropped. So we're gonna leave it like that. I have not read A Very Scandalous Proposal because I don't have VIP, and I don't plan on buying VIP because the books are gonna come out anyway, and I don't want to waste my money. Yeah, not very much to say. I've heard that it's like okay. I've heard some of the soundtracks from it, and I really like them, but it doesn't seem like something I'm gonna be jumping at when it comes out. Baby Bump. Yeah, I'm gonna put this in no thank you. It's pretty generally decided that this is not a great book. I played the first few chapters and was just like, nah. No thanks. Yeah, it's pretty universally decided that not very many people like this book. I think that there's one love interest that people like, but nobody really seemed to like the storyline. I didn't, and nobody was super into it. So I'm just gonna leave it there. If you like it, cool. Like, you like what you like, and I'm not gonna bug you about it, but I just did not read through this book. Bachelorette Party. Okay, so I've heard that this book is kind of like really, really hilarious because a bunch of like crazy things happen, but I haven't played it because I've heard that it's also very mature. And there's kind of no avoiding that maturity, and I'm going to abstain from that. But I've heard that it's a laugh. If you're okay with that kind of stuff, go for it. Apparently, I wouldn't say it's a guilty pleasure, but it's something that people can like just seem to like read and laugh at. Bloodbound. Bloodbound is definitely one of my favorite series in choices. I'm going to put okay. Dark Solstice was a book that was like a holiday special bit of Bloodbound, and it was good. It was good. I'll put it in good. Everything else is going in S tier or favorites tier, because I love pretty much everything about this series. I have replayed it several times. I would say it can get very dark, very violent, and very steamy. As someone who is still pretty young, I didn't really play through those steamy scenes, but if you like those in these kind of stories, you'll love this book. Again, costs diamonds, but also it's about vampires. So if you don't like that kind of stuff, you're not gonna like Bloodbound, but I love Bloodbound. I love the action, I love the story, I love the music. I like how it got dark, but not like okay, that's a lie. It got pretty darn dark, but I didn't ever feel like overwhelmed. There's another story I'll get to that like kind of legit overwhelmed me, but I never really like felt that with this until the very end. I'm not going to give out spoilers. I might do a spoiler review of this, but it's a really fantastic series. Okay, Big Sky Country is, to me, just something that was like fun to read. Another one that you could get through without spending diamonds. But it didn't really go that deep. It was just kind of like your fun country sweet story book. Again, can get pretty steamy, but I didn't play those scenes because I don't like that kind of stuff. But all 4 love interests are great. The story is sweet, and it has gorgeous backdrops and gorgeous music, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think I'm replaying it right now, and I really like it. Ignore the cover, but like I said, it can get a little steamy. Okay, but the second one I'm gonna put like at the top of okay. It wasn't as good as the first one. It got a little messy with the plot because it was just like, well, somebody's running for president. Like, we all know that she's gonna win. Like, come on, it's okay. But yeah, the first one's definitely better. But yeah, good series. You don't need to spend that many diamonds unless you're me and you have to buy all the pets. Because I'm just like, okay, Blades of Light. I saw Blades and I got super excited. This is one of the best books in the whole series. It's like well, I don't know, I've never played Dungeons and Dragons, but it's kind of like Dungeons and Dragons because you get to like choose your character. Do you want to be a human, an elf, or an orc? You get to pick your powers. You get to do so many cool things. All 4 love interests, all the characters, period, are just amazing. Definitely one of my favorites. I might have to narrow this down a little bit more, but besides that, I thoroughly enjoy that series. I've replayed it 3 times. It's awesome. You don't have to spend diamonds. Although, if you're me and you want to, you will. Because it's pretty hard not to spend diamonds. I'd say, like, you can enjoy it without spending diamonds, but you really have to make an effort not to because there are so many things you're going to want to get. It's amazing. All right. Desire and Decorum. I really like this series. I'd say it's better than Big Sky Country. But kind of like Big Sky Country. It's a fun book. It's just fun. I'm gonna put, the holiday special in okay, just because I don't really remember anything about it. It was cute, but I wasn't, like, super into it. Same with the 3rd book. The plot wasn't as good. I feel like it got a little bit, like, weird at times, but it was still good. And it was nice being able to wrap up the story. This one, the 2nd one, goes in good tier because it was a good book. The first one was the best. I'm gonna put that one in great because it was really, I was thoroughly invested in it pretty much the whole time. I even shed a tear during these 2 a couple of times. If you've read the books, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I really liked all of this. The music was gorgeous, the backdrop was gorgeous, and the MC, the main character, is just like a really fun character to play with. And can I just say the sprites are gorgeous. Like, you will not have an ugly MC in this. It's gorgeous, even without paying for diamonds. So definitely a great series. If you don't like the first book, you're not going to like the rest of it. So if you don't like it, don't play it. But if you do like it, I recommend playing through it. Also, one of my favorite love interests, and everybody seems to just really like some of the love interests in this story. So recommend. Oh, I just saw some of my favorites and got, like, super excited. Okay, Distant Shores. This is a pirate themed book. I feel like there were mixed reviews with this, especially because of the ending, which didn't turn out the way we wanted to exactly. I'm kind of debating on whether to put it in good or great. Shoot. I feel like I'm gonna put it in great. I'm gonna put it in great just because I think that it was just fun to play. But again, I feel like you'd feel guilty if you didn't spend diamonds on this book. The ending was a little bit of a disappointment, but I thought that the music was amazing. I thought that, there's one love interest that everybody loves, Charlie. She's super, super cool. I didn't pick her, but she's really great. And it was just like a fun story to play through, and I'm looking forward to playing it again. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can say about this book. The music gives me Pirates of the Caribbean vibes. So if you like that kind of music, you're gonna like the music in this book. For me, it's the music. I don't know why. If it has good music, I can play it and I will enjoy it. Oh gosh. Okay. I want to save Endless Summer for a little bit later because I'm going to go crazy. Hero. Okay. Hero has one book, and it ended on a huge cliffhanger. And everybody was so excited to play the sequel, and it was just announced that it's canceled. which is extremely unfortunate. I played through the first 2 chapters, and I'm going to get murdered by this, but not my cup of tea. The reason I'm putting it there is because everybody seems to absolutely adore Hero, and cool. Like I said, cool. Hero is a story that a lot of people are going to like, a lot of people really got into, and a lot of people were crushed when they found out that the sequel was canceled. It just did not do it for me. I don't know why. I was just bored. Maybe I need to try it again. Maybe I need to like play through it again because I only got through the first 2 or 3 chapters, but it just wasn't for me. And that's why I'm putting it here. But obviously people love it, so it's, if you like this kind of stuff, like superheroes and everything, which is not really my thing, you'll like it. High School Story. This is one of those that's just like fun. Shoot. I'm gonna give the first book a great, because I was so excited when this book came out, because I played High School Story, like the game, which is another game that Pixelberry made, and was just super excited to see a book surrounding it. The other 2 I'm gonna put in good. I thought that they weren't quite as like fleshed out and driven as the first one is, as far as I remember. Slightly not as like, I want to say clean. They were a little bit messier, but I love all of the characters in these 2 books, and the sequel, High School Story Class Act, all of which, okay. High School Story Class Act was good. I liked it. I'm debating on whether to put the 2 sequels in okay or in good, because I love the characters again, but the story was kind of like meh for me. But as a theater kid, I felt like I had to play through all of these, just because this is a theater kid and this is like the popular kid. All great, recommend for sure, but I would say that the story isn't quite as like clean cut as the rest of as the ones above them. I might shift this around later. Okay. Home for the Holidays. A lot of people hate this book. I didn't hate it. I thought it was okay. I'm gonna put it in okay. Because, okay, maybe I might move it down. I don't want to put it in no thank you because I didn't find it unbearable, but the MC is really annoying, so I get why people hate it, but I just thought it was like a sweet little holiday book, and I used it to Diamond Mine, which was totally fine with me. Did not spend any diamonds on this book. And I was like, okay, cool, this is a cute little holiday book. I'm fine with it. So I'm gonna put it in okay. I might make another tier and bump it down, but we'll see. Hot Couture. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but it's okay. I'm gonna put this in good. When I played this book, this is a VIP book that just came out on full release for everybody. It was fun. Like, I was like, ooh, cool. And also the outfits are gorgeous. So props to the designers for that. And I found myself like itching to keep playing, but it's not like super deep story-wise. I haven't finished it yet, but it's like really good, like to just like play and have fun with. So yeah, I'm gonna put it in good. I might change this later. Haven't played. These are like premium books from one of the earliest series that they did. I haven't played any of them. And yeah. Okay. Shoot. Okay. I'm gonna do Love Hacks next, because I have a lot to say about It Lives. Love Hacks, I didn't really like him that much. I played through the first one. I liked Ben, and I liked Brooke, but other than that, I didn't really like the series that much. I just thought I don't want to say it's trash, because this is like a tier that's for books that I like really just don't like and don't recommend at all. Love Hacks was kind of silly. like it's a comedy. And it's just like a goofy little fun book. But I didn't really like it that much. I got like halfway through the second book and then just stopped because I forgot what was going on and then stopped caring and yeah. Oh, here's another one that I haven't played. Okay. Okay. Most Wanted. Another one that had a sequel coming that got canceled. That makes me so mad. This was one of the like best made books when Choices first came out. I think it's underrated. I'm just so mad that it like ended on a cliffhanger because these are Sam and Dave, the two main characters, are awesome. It does get a little violent. It's a thriller vibe, and you're both cops that are trying to like hunt down a bad guy or like a murderer basically and stop him. So, if you don't like intense kind of stuff, this is not the book for you. But I really enjoyed it. It's very intense. It's very like, let's go. Come on, guys. Let's load up our guns and go. And, love both of the heroes. But end on a cliffhanger. I feel like it didn't go as deep as some of the other books that I'm putting in my favorites. So it's gonna go here because it is an icon. It was one of the first series that came out. I think it was one of the first 3. And I loved the 2 protagonists. So this is going in awesome icons. Oh, Mother of the Year. I love this book. It is so sweet. I never thought I would get emotional because I'm not even like, at least for me, old enough to be a mom. And I was just like, oh, I'll just like diamond mine this. But no, it was such a sweet book. I thought it was adorable. And you have this kid and it's so fun. It does get a little intense, and I have to say the antagonists made me so mad. But the fact that I got so attached to like a character tells me that this story was very, very well done. And all of the love interests are great. Sorry, I'm talking too much. I need water. Very good book. Highly recommend. But I would like to say that if you're a little bit younger, you are playing as a mom. So that's just something to take into consideration. Nightbound. I'm going to put that in great. This is kind of sort of spin-off of Bloodbound. Kind of. Because it like introduces a little bit more to that verse. And again, like you're a character with powers. And so that was neat. There's some really cool art. The music is amazing. It's a good book. This is a good book, but I wouldn't say, well, it is great, but I wouldn't say it's enough for me to put it up here because it was a little bit messier. Again, it's one that didn't get a sequel, and so it was kind of rushed at the end, and it leaves you kind of hanging, and you do have to pay to get like the ending with your love interest or whatever, so that knocks it down a few pegs for me, but it's still good. I enjoyed it overall quite much, and you don't have to spend that many diamonds on it either, I don't think, but yeah, it's a good book, and it introduces werewolves, which are cool, so yeah. Okay, why is this book of the freshman or the sophomore, I don't remember, all the way down here? I'm going to do them at the same time because otherwise I'm going to get confused. Open Heart is about a doctor, as you can tell by the covers. And I like it. Open Heart one, I'll put it in great. It is it's good. It's a really nice storyline. It gets emotional because obviously you're a doctor and intense things happen. So if you don't like that, don't play it. But it's a really well thought out story. I think with the sequel, it wasn't that good until like the middle, which kind of bumps it down for me. But in the middle, it got really, really intense. And by golly, did that make me super emotional. Like that is the first time I'm going to put it up here. Because these aren't particularly in order, but if I put it at the front, it usually means that it's like my favorite of this tier because it got intense, man. I'm not gonna spoil it, but I cried Like, I legit cried through those entire 2 chapters because it got so emotional. Golly. Like, this thing can dive deep. It's just started its 3rd book. I'm playing it right now. We'll see how it goes. I feel like the first book is definitely like the strongest. You could just play that and leave it there, honestly. And if you don't want to like continue through the series just to see the characters, I highly recommend you do that, but it's good. I love the characters, so I'm going to keep playing. But yeah, great. Not my favorite, but great. Oh, okay. That's just going to go there. I played the first like 2 or 3 chapters and it was just a no for me. The music's good, other than that, but it didn't carry the whole thing. MC is annoying. The characters are boring. There's only like 1 character that I actually liked. And, yeah, it wasn't enough for me to play through it. The writing's not great. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Okay. Perfect match. I'm gonna put this in great. Very well written, kind of like Open Heart for me. I feel like Perfect Match, people either adore it or think it's like okay. And I was one of those people that didn't like jump at it right away. I actually like stopped for a while and then like you know, just left the book behind, and I was like, oh crud, I have to restart. But this is another one that gets like super intense. I just think that it's a little bit overrated because everybody was like, oh my god, Perfect Match is the best thing ever. And then I played it and was just kind of like, it was good. Yeah, it was good. I feel like it got a little bit overhyped for me, but it's a great series. It gets intense. It gets kind of like downright disturbing at times, but I think that it's very well written. It's, a really nice arc for everyone as far as I remember, and it's just fun to play through. You get to pick a lot of paths here with this one, and that is always something to consider in a book where you're supposed to choose your own story. So, yeah, definitely, these are all good. These up are, like, good. I'm gonna save this one for later. Platinum. Another one that I thought was a little bit overhyped, but still enjoyed it. You get to play as a pop star. You get to have a lot of fun. The music, they actually wrote like songs, like legit songs for this one, and they were amazing. All of the voices are really good. It can be super, super fun. Still, again, I think it's a little bit overrated, but I still really enjoyed it. And also, I love Rally. So, period. Aww, okay. With Every Heartbeat is gorgeous and so depressing. Oh my gosh, I did, because it was VIP, before I got to play it. I'm playing it right now, actually. And, oh my god, it's so emotional. I don't think you can see it, but if I zoom in, you can see that he has, like, an oxygen tank, and now if you haven't guessed, it's because he has cancer, or she. That love interest is customizable as either female or male, but by golly, it is so emotional and beautifully written. I haven't finished, so I'm not gonna put it in favorites, but I'm gonna put it in awesome icon because it is absolutely gorgeous and it made me cry when I watched somebody else play through it, so I'm gonna leave it there. And it might bump up, but yeah. And the love interest is just so sweet. This is a single love interest book, so if you don't mind being locked in, that is something to consider, but beautiful, beautiful, beautiful story. Red Carpet Diaries. Okay. Okay. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna go with okay. There are some moments in these books that are good. There are some moments in these books that are mediocre. And most of them are mediocre. It's not a particularly amazing series. There are some fun characters. There's some fun ideas of you being a movie actress, which is what I want to do when I grow up. But it just wasn't as well written. There were some moments in the second book, I would say, that got like really intense and made me like, oh my gosh, I gotta keep playing. But by golly, they could have done more with this. They definitely could have done more. Not my favorite, but it's not like unbearable, so I'm not gonna put it lower. Okay. Ride or Die is going in great. Yeah, great. I feel like that is one of those stories that's kind of cheesy, but also kind of fun, and it gets really intense at times, because if the full name is Ride or Die, a bad boy romance, which sounds like super dumb. And in the first few chapters, it's like, oh, this is dumb. But no, it's not. It goes deep and it tackles some really tough issues. And that is what makes it higher for me. There were some aspects of this book where I was like, whatever. But for the most part, I was like, oh my gosh, they really did that. Wow. And this is another one. They have decided not to do a sequel. And that is so sad, because also at the same time, though, I think that with this one, it's okay, because it leaves you with a bittersweet, sad, straight up sad ending, but very well written through and through. When it really comes down to it, I do think some bits of it are cheesy. There's one character that I just cannot stand. But other that which bumps it down a bit for me, but still great. I'm gonna move it to the front of great. Great book. And relatable. Okay. Rules of Engagement was one of the earlier books. And when I played it the first time, I liked it. And then I played Endless Summer, It Lives, Bloodbound. I played all those, and then I replayed Rules of Engagement and was like, that's not great. This is like the epilogue of it, and it was just boring. I don't remember anything about it except like you move in with your husband. Yes, it's husband. It's straight locked for the main character, not for the side character, not for the other main characters, which are like your character's siblings, but yeah, not great, not very well written, not a super likable main character, if I do say so myself. I'm gonna put the first book in okay, just because like that one was kind of fun. Because if you're into this, you get to date 3 hot guys, but then it just kind of gets boring. You do get to get married to the one that you pick up, but I just didn't really get into it the second time I played it. I was just kind of like, oh, this is mediocre, if that. And then I was just like, I just straight up don't really like this book that much. I wouldn't say that it's trash, so it's gonna go in not my cup of tea, but not my favorite. Now these two, no. Sunkissed, I straight up could not read. I tried reading the first chapter and it was so boring. I just couldn't read it. Save the Date was more entertaining, much more entertaining, but I did not like the guy. There's one love interest that was super controversial. I just straight up did not like him. I was like, are you kidding me, dude? Are you kidding me? And if you've played this book or you were there when this book was coming out, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We call the character's default name is Justin, and we all started calling him Dustbin. Like everybody and other things, but I'm not gonna say that out loud. The 2 other love interests, Simon, and she's not on the cover, but Lindsay, are lovely cinnamon rolls, but they were not enough for me to read this book. I'm sorry. I read the first 2 chapters and was just like, no, I'm not gonna read this book and make myself angry. Alrighty. Oh, here's another one that... Oh, I actually read this one. Okay, I'll get to it later. Oh, golly, The Crown and the Flame. Oh my gosh. Definitely one of my favorite series. The first book is GOAT. I kind of want to put the second book a little bit lower just because I wasn't as invested in it. Same with the third book, but I'm still going to put it at the top. This trilogy is the original and, in my opinion, the best. I like the best original. I absolutely adore pretty much everything about this entire series. You get to play as a badass female warrior and it's amazing. Highly recommend it. especially since it's one of the earlier books. If you're new to choices, you should probably play it first. Fantasy, action, violent but not too violent. And again, you don't have to pay a buttload of diamonds to enjoy this book. Like, it is super fun to play. I do have to admit, though, it gets kind of sad because there are some things that you do want to buy and then you can't because you're short on diamonds or whatever, and it's like, no! But one of my favorites ever. There is one scene at the end of the first one that will always make me tear up. I'm not going to spoil it, but absolutely incredible. All right. The Elementalists. I really, as someone who's like really into Ninjago, Avatar, I can't talk. Avatar The Last Airbender, I love the Elementalists. So good. Awesome characters, amazing concept, and an MC that's always like learning and getting stronger. But until like the second book was not as good. Definitely not as good. The first book is like amazing. I might even, I'm gonna put it at the top. But the second book isn't quite as good, but it still continues that like story of epicness and getting more powerful and stuff. That I am gonna leave it here. It isn't as well written. Maybe by a writing standpoint, I'd bump it down, but I'm gonna leave it here just because it's a part of the same series and that I love. And I'm so sad because they totally could have done like year 3 and year 4, but it's just not happening, I guess. Man, but I love that series. If you like magic and stuff and Avatar Last Airbender, it gives you and Harry Potter, it's kind of like a mix of that. The music is gorgeous, the art is gorgeous, the love interests are amazing. Like, literally everything about this book is amazing. And then this is its sequel. But the first book is, like, so good. Okay. Oh, and here's The Holiday. I'm gonna put that in good. It was a fun little bit to play. Not my favorite, but it's still good. My throat hurts because I am talking way too much. Okay. I'm gonna save the freshman till, like, last-ish because it's just, like, this huge, long series. Haunting of Braidwood Manor. I haven't read it. A lot of people love this story. I looked at the first bit of it and got scared because I am a chicken. But I still really, like, it. I just haven't played it. But maybe I will, because a lot of people absolutely adore this short. It is like 4 chapters, so if you want to play a quickie little book, that is definitely, and the music is, from what I've heard, like super great. Oh, the heist. This is an iconic one. It's so fun, and it's really replayable because you get to pick your crew and you can like mix and match with everything. And it was just super fun to play. There's some really nice action. Your main character is like super smart, but not like overpowered, which is nice. And you don't need diamonds to make it to like do well in this story. So, although I would recommend if you're not going to spend diamonds using the guide. Oh, I am talking too much. But that's okay. Let's see. Oh, the Royal Romance. Or the Royal Heir, whatever you want to call it. Okay, the Royal Romance is, it's these. That's a big long series too, so I'm going to wait on it a little bit. More freshmen. Just moving these. Oh, Royal Masquerade. This was so good. I feel like it was just so fun to play as that main character. All of the side characters, like pretty much all of the characters are just super iconic. And it's, while it gets dramatic, it's still really, really funny, which is something I really love about that story. And you do get to like choose the gender of your love interests, which is great. And there are a lot of super fun scenes in this book. Highly recommend. I feel like it dips a little bit in the middle, but then and the ending was a little bit weird to me, but still very good series overall. Both of the love interests are absolutely gorgeous and amazing, and I love them. I had such a hard time picking them, so I had to make one of them not as pretty when I did replays and stuff like that, just so I could pick both of them. But yeah, amazing. Love it. Let's see. Ooh, okay, Veil of Secrets. Okay, a lot of people love this story. For some reason, it just didn't hook me as much, which makes me kind of sad because everybody loves this and is going to get mad at me when I say this, but it still is very beautiful. I feel like you need to spend diamonds to get the full story, which is maybe why I didn't enjoy it as much, but oh well. It's still really great and also has a really awesome love interest, at least for me. If you like deep plots, definitely check out Veil of Secrets, because it gets pretty crazy. Trying to see if there are any more, like, single books. Oh, yeah. Oh, we don't talk about Witness. No. Just, okay. Wishful Thinking was good. I liked it. It wasn't, like, amazing, but it was a fun little book. I definitely recommend if you just want a fun little book to play and don't have to spend diamonds, play Wishful Thinking. It's a cute little book. All right, here are the series. I'm going to start with the freshman just because it's the longest one. So, horror story, I don't remember much of it. I remember not liking it that much, but I know it wasn't trash. So I'm going to put it in Not My Cup of Tea. Game of Love was actually kind of cute. I'll put that there. Same with Snowden. They were cute. And cuter than Home for the Holidays. So, yeah. Most of these books are gonna go in good and okay. Because it was like Choice's first book. So it's not quite as deep. And they kind of just milked it. And I remember, like, after the first few, like, books, some of the characters started getting... Oh, book 3 I remember being quite good. Yeah, okay, whatever. Yeah, this is just like a series that you play because you get attached to the characters and stuff. And it's just iconic. I remember the junior being much more intense and me being like, wait, I want to know what happens next, so that's gonna get notched up. And these two books in the freshman were the ones that I remember the most, so I'm gonna leave them there. Royal Romance series is next. They actually did the Royal Heir book 3 and are doing the finale later this year. And this is a story that I, like, got so hooked to so fast. So I'm going to put it up here. But writing standard, it's not on the same level as the rest of the awesome icons and even some of the classic greats, but it's just too good. Like, it's just too iconic. It's just a fun series that I really enjoyed playing. I feel like book 1 and book 3 I liked better than book 2. I think that's an unpopular opinion, but this one is like, you're trying to win the prince back, even if he's not your main love interest. So he was for me, but it's just not like that for some people. The Royal Heir started off really cute, and now just seems like it's trying to be milking that series, which is kind of annoying. But I'm still gonna play it. The baby in that story is too cute. Okay, I'm gonna put it in good, simply because of the fact that it's getting, like, worse. And the third book was just not good. But I'm gonna play because of my virtual child, even though I'm not old enough to have a child in real life. Whatever, judge me, I don't care. Okay, It Lives Beneath, oh gosh, okay, okay, I'm gonna put it in awesome icons, and I'm gonna put this one in favorites. Reason being, they are both absolutely incredibly written. This one is a straight up horror book. It is kind of scary. It gets intense. Your main character is not super popular like some of the other characters in this. No, they're not. And it gets rough, man. Like, the couple of times I just wanted to be like, oh my gosh. The only reason I put It Lives Beneath above is because I just got so invested into it. I've replayed it more times, and it has my favorite love interest, or at least one of my favorites. and It Lives in the Woods has a scene. I will warn you, it's not a super big spoiler, but if you are arachnophobic, do not play It Lives in the Woods without, like, prior warning, because there is one scene where a bunch of spiders show up, and the old version you just kind of had to tap through it fast, but in the new version they added freaking graphics, and I literally almost barfed because of it. So if you are arachnophobic, be warned. Other than that, 10 out of 10. Amazing story. Some of my favorite main characters. Highly recommend, as long as you can stomach spiders and a lot of intense stuff. GOAT. This is GOAT. Endless Summer literally is my baby. I love it so much. And literally cry every time I play the ending. I lied. Endless Summer has my favorite love interest in it. These and Blades and yeah, pretty much all of these favorites are like my absolute favorite choices books. If I had to order them, maybe I'd put Bloodbound like last, but still amazing. And all of these are amazing. Endless Summer is the journey of choices. And the thing is, it is endless because it's super replayable, but it's gonna break your heart every time. Be warned. But it does have like some of the best love interests ever. My favorite love interest, Jake, right here. He's amazing. Anyway, all the characters are amazing. Gets super intense. You go on this super long journey, and it is absolutely incredible. Right after I stopped it, I realized that I didn't include two books that I would really like to include. One of which being called Queen Bee, which was a super fun book that came out just last summer, I believe. I would definitely put it in Awesome Icons because it was so catchy and so fun. Maybe not the best story-wise, but I was just so addicted to it and so excited every week to play the new chapter. Really fun book. Quite mature, but still really fun. My two first loves is the next one. I would put it in okay. And the reason I'm putting it there is because they're the two love interests that I really, really liked, and I really liked their storylines and everything. But I just didn't really like the plot line. There was a bit where it got like kind of intense and fun. I was like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen next? But it just it was too long because they made like a new chapter come out every day, and that just didn't do it for me because the story just kind of got dragged on. But still, like, fun to diamond mine. And again, the two love interests, Noah and Ava, which are their default names, I really loved them. So that would probably go in okay. All right. So that is my choices tier list. Please put your favorite choices books in the comments if you would like to do so. And check out my other videos. I do some gaming and I do some tier lists, and I'm still a relatively new channel, so I'm just getting started. But I actually have one of my works coming out soon that I need to check with my producer, but willing to share. And I hope that you guys are excited. Please like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.